All right, welcome back, kings and queens, y'all. Today we are talking Jimmy Kimmel. The people have spoken, and Jimmy Kimmel is back. And honey, when I say he is back, the people showed up, okay? The ratings were through the roof. And listen, according to CNN, Kimmel's Wednesday night follow up to his Tuesday night comeback show racked up millions of views on YouTube on Thursday morning, indicating that the people are standing behind Jimmy Kimmel, okay? And that his commentary remains way above, a cut above, a slice above than ever before. By 10 a.m. this morning, Jimmy's Wednesday night monologue had topped 3.5 million views, okay? One of his most watched videos of the year. And then the audience came back and stood on business and made sure that his Tuesday night, that's when he was really emotional. I don't know if you remember that, but his Tuesday night monologue closed in close to 20 million views on YouTube. Don't tell me there is not power in the people. I don't want to get too much into politics, but the fact that this man was yanked off the air, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. For his constitutional right being yanked away, the freedom of speech. And if the truth be told, it ain't like the man went on an attack and was completely disrespected. If we're talking freedom of speech, should that not be a courtesy given to everybody? We're going to talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
The way the American viewers showed up for Jimmy Kimmel is the perfect example of put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. And they did just that. According to CNN, they believe that the surge in the online viewership is partly because Jimmy Kimmel's show was blacked out by Nexstar and Sinclair. Let this be the perfect example of what's for you is for you. Can't nobody, not one demon in hell, not one man, one woman that sits at the top can stop what God has for you. For everything that they take away, multiply by 10, it shall be restored. And this is the perfect example of when people love you, they will stand beside you. Now, Nexstar and Sinclair, those two local TV station operators, they control, watch this, ABC affiliated stations and markets that represent probably about 23% of American TV households. I don't like when executives get involved in politics and start to misuse and abuse their power. I don't like it. I think it's low vibrational. I think it's uncalled for. And it's definitely a manipulation and a bullying tactic. We're going to cover it. Let's just get a little bit into detail. Jimmy Kimmel was initially suspended regarding comments he made about Charlie Kirk's death. And what he did is he challenged, okay, on Monday, September 16th, he challenged President Donald Trump and his allies of capitalizing on the conservative influencer's assassination. And this prompted backlash from listen, from right wing politicians. They didn't like it. And as a result, Jimmy was suspended indefinitely. Brendan Carr stepped in. And how do you feel about his involvement? Brendan Carr is the chair of Federal Communications Commission. And he came in and he suggested that Jimmy Kimmel should be suspended. And he said, quote unquote, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. ABC responded. And within a matter of hours after Brendan Carr got involved and said, we can either do this the easy way or the hard way, Kimmel indefinitely. This move, I'm going to say it divided us. And it really challenged the notion, the First Amendment right of free speech. People were concerned. Hold on, wait a minute. I thought that was a constitutional right. People started to talk. They felt like, there's some officials that are abusing their power. And there was a backlash. There was a backlash. Many free speech groups said that Brendan Carr, his conduct was foul. It completely interrupted the spirit of First Amendment right. He should not have gotten involved, and he overstepped his boundaries. Do you agree? Do you agree? Now, keep in mind, I want to be fair and just give you a little bit of fact here, okay? Brendan Carr works for Trump. He works for Trump, and he became commissioner when he was appointed by Trump in 2017. So technically, I mean, it's not too many people that are comfortable going against their bosses. I want to represent this thing fair in the middle. That's it. That's all. Does it change your mind? Does it change your stance? Now, I did say I wasn't going to get too far into politics, but Brendan Carr, most of you may know him from his rise to glory, his claim to fame in 2024, after he wrote the chapter on the FCC and the conservative blueprint, known as what many of you are afraid of. And many of you are saying, hey, listen, there's this thing called Project 2025. And in Project 2025, he railed against technology and media companies, quote unquote, censorship of right wing content and values, and promotion of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Sound familiar? And he wrote that among the agency's top priorities, that he wanted to make sure that they wanted to rein in big tech, okay? And he promised to hold broadcast TV and radio stations accountable. And then, y'all, watch this. Shortly an hour after thanking the president for his appointment, Brendan Carr doubled down, stood on business, and tweeted out on X, "We must dismantle the censorship cartel and restore free speech rights for everyday Americans." Brandon, I need you to come to the front. I need you to come to the front. Because if the goal is to restore free speech, why in the hell are you on attack, threatening broadcasters with enforcement actions, retaliating against anybody who issues a perceived slight against Trump and the MAGA movement? And perceived is subjective, right? It's not necessarily real, it's perceived. And what you did and what you said regarding Jimmy Kimmel goes completely against dismantling the censorship cartel and restoring free speech rights for everyday American. Come on. Let's listen to what Jimmy Kimmel had to say upon his return.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make. But I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever. And it was never my intention to make light of the murder.
Listen, there was such a warm and welcoming response in regard to Jimmy Kimmel's first show back. Okay, he returned to late night after after he was suspended, and he broke down. He issued a very heartfelt, I believe to be a heartfelt monologue addressing the backlash right over his comments. I don't really know, nor can I confirm that he was forced to apologize. Many people in the comments said, "Listen, I don't think it's fair that he's forced to apologize." If I had to guess and assume, I would probably say this is probably genuine. I don't think anyone said you have to go out there and apologize to make this right. I think he did it because he wanted to. Class act. Class act. Thank you, Jimmy. Not for apologizing, but thank you for just being a man about it, right? And saying, I don't condone violence. I don't condone any of this. My comments were taken, they were misconstrued. You honored him in life after death, but you still stood on business. And you say, I don't think there's anything funny about it. You clarified your intention was never to mock the tragedy, but to call out those on a different side of the fence that you felt and you believed, right, as a talk show host, were capitalizing on such an unfortunate event. That's it. That's all. How do we get to the point where he's saying death is nothing to be mocked, nor is it anything to profit off of? How do we get to the point that he needed to be suspended? Okay. He also added that, listen, I got close friends and families that have opposing views that stand on the side of MAGA. I don't think any of us delight in the pleasure that this person who took, this is Jimmy, right? I don't think any of us believe that this person who took Charlie's life represents any of us. Look, Jimmy came back and doubled down.
You almost have to feel sorry for him. He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly. He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now.
And this was in direct response after Trump went in on a rant. Okay, when he realized that ABC had handed Jimmy back his job. Trump tweeted, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would he want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC. And to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. Is that not considered extortion?